The blood was spreading faster than Marcus could wipe it. He knelt on his apartment floor with a fistful of paper towels, dabbing frantically at the dark stains seeping into the hardwood. His landlord would evict him. The deposit wouldn't cover this. Nothing would cover this. Please don't move, he whispered to the thing on his couch. The creature's breathing came in wet, rattling gasps. Marcus had found her collapsed in the alley behind his building 20 minutes ago, her body twisted at an angle that made his stomach turn. He'd acted without thinking, dragging her up 3 flights of stairs while his neighbors slept. Now, in the harsh light of his living room, he could see how badly she was hurt.
Much was obvious.
Her skin held a faint iridescence, shifting between deep violet and midnight blue with each labored breath. 4 arms lay folded against her torso, 2 of them ending in hands that seemed almost human, the others tapering to delicate, claw-tipped fingers. Her face was elegant and angular, with large eyes that watched him with an intensity that made him feel transparent. One of those eyes was swollen shut. Burn marks traced up her left side, blistering the iridescent skin. A deep gash ran along her ribcage, leaking that dark, viscous blood onto his grandmother's quilt. "I don't know what to do," Marcus said, his voice cracking. "I don't know how to help you." Her lips moved, forming sounds that his ears couldn't quite process. Too high, too layered, like multiple voices singing in harmonics. Then, somehow, words emerged. "Hide me." Her voice resonated in his chest more than his ears. Marcus nodded, still clutching the blood-soaked towels.
Hide her from what?
From who? The questions jammed in his throat.
A sound cut through the night. Engines.
Multiple vehicles, heavy and fast, converging on a street. The creature tried to sit up and failed, a strangled gasp escaping her lips. "They're here. They found my signal." Her functional hand gripped his wrist with surprising strength. "Human. Listen carefully. When they come, you say nothing." "You know nothing? Who are they? Who are they? Who are they? Who are they? The ones who did this." Her eye flicked toward her wounds. "The ones who will do worse if they find me." Black vehicles filled the street below, unmarked but official in a way that screamed government authority. Figures in tactical gear poured out, weapons drawn, moving with practiced efficiency. "They're coming in," he said, backing away from the window. The creature's breathing quickened. With visible effort, she reached into a fold of the torn fabric clinging to her body and withdrew something small and crystalline. It pulsed within her light, cycling through colors Marcus had no names for. "Take this." She pressed it into his palm. The crystal was warm, almost alive. "If they find it, they'll know I was here. If they know I was here, they'll kill you to ensure silence." "Then why give it to me? Because if I die, someone must carry proof of what they've done." Her eye held his. Someone must tell the truth. Footsteps thundered in the stairwell. Multiple sets moving fast and coordinated. Marcus's mind raced. The crystal burned against his palm. The blood on his floor gleamed wetly in the lamplight. The alien queen, because she had to be someone important for this kind of response, watched him with an expression he couldn't read but somehow understood. Trust. Desperation. A silent plea. He made his decision in the heartbeat before his door exploded inward. He swallowed it in one convulsive gulp, tasting copper and electricity and something that fizzed on his tongue like champagne made of starlight. It went down hard, lodging somewhere behind his sternum. Armed figures flooded his apartment. A woman in a dark suit followed them in, her face composed and terrifyingly calm. She surveyed the scene with the detached interest of someone examining a science project. "Marcus Chen," she said. It wasn't a question. "Step away from the alien." Marcus raised his hands, still holding the bloody towels. "She's hurt. She needs help. She's a fugitive and a terrorist." The woman's gaze moved to the creature on the couch. "Your Majesty, you've led us on quite a chase." The alien said nothing. Her eye remained fixed on some point beyond them all. The woman turned back to Marcus. "How long has she been here?" "I don't know what you're talking about." "I found her in the alley." "How long?" Marcus's apartment suddenly felt very small. The armed figures had formed a perimeter, weapons trained on the couch, on him, on every exit. The woman stepped closer, and Marcus could see she wasn't carrying a gun. She didn't need one. Authority radiated from her like heat from asphalt. 20 minutes, he said. The truth seemed safer than a lie. Maybe 30. I didn't check the time. Say anything? Marcus thought of the crystal dissolving somewhere inside him. already spreading through his bloodstream in ways he couldn't begin to understand. She asked me to hide her. That's all. The woman studied him for a long moment. Then she smiled, and it was the most frightening thing Marcus had ever seen. Take him, she said. The facility had no windows. Marcus had been counting hours by the meals they brought, bland protein bars and water bottles, but he'd lost track after the third day, or what he thought was the third day. Time had a way of blurring when every moment looked identical to the last. They'd separated him from the alien queen immediately. He didn't know if she was alive or dead. He didn't know if he'd killed her by being too slow, too stupid, too human to understand what he'd gotten involved in. The crystal inside him had stopped burning after the first 12 hours. Now it just sat there, a foreign weight behind his ribs, occasionally pulsing in rhythm with his heartbeat. He wondered if it was killing him. He wondered if that would be better than whatever was coming next. The door opened. The woman from his apartment entered, flanked by a man in a white lab coat. He carried a tablet and wore the expression of someone accustomed to interesting problems. "Mr. Chen," the woman said, taking the seat across from him. "I'm Director Sarah Vance, Terrestrial Security Division. You're not under arrest, but you are being detained under the Extraterrestrial Contact Protocols Act of 2047. Do you understand?" Marcus said nothing. "The alien you sheltered is named Shakara. She's the ruling monarch of the Valkyrie Consortium, a spacefaring civilization comprising 47 member worlds and approximately 3 trillion individuals. She arrived on Earth 6 days ago seeking political asylum. Do you know what that means, Mr. Chen? It means someone powerful wants her dead." Vance's lips twitched. Almost a smile. "Someone very powerful. The Valkyrie are in the middle of a succession crisis. Shkara's own sister orchestrated the coup that put her on that alley floor. Her sister also happens to command the third largest military fleet in our quadrant of the galaxy. Your floor, Mr. Adam. Chen. The one you were so worried about. That floor now sits at the center of an interstellar incident that could end with Earth as collateral damage. How does that make you feel?" "The floor's still ruined. My deposit's still gone." The doctor made a noise that might have been a suppressed laugh. Vance's expression didn't change. "Shakara gave you something," she said. "We've scanned you. Something crystalline is lodged in your chest cavity, integrated with your cardiovascular system. It's growing, spreading. In approximately 48 hours, it will either kill you or change you in ways we can't predict. Tell me what it is." She said it was proof.
Of what?
Marcus thought about the alien queen's eye, bright and desperate in his living room. He thought about the burn marks on her skin, the calculated brutality of someone who tried to make her death look like an accident of what they did to her. Vance sat back. The device contains data. Encrypted memories, most likely. Possibly evidence of war crimes, treaty violations, or intelligence that would shift the balance of power in Valkyrie space. "Shkara made you a courier, Mr. Chen. A bomb disguised as a witness." She paused. "She used you. Where is she?" "In medical containment. Alive, barely. Her injuries are extensive. We're keeping her stable, but her physiology is complicated. She's not cooperating with treatment. Maybe she doesn't trust you." "Trust?" Vance's eyebrows rose. "Mr. Chen, we saved her life. We've provided sanctuary while her own people hunt her across star systems. What exactly haven't we earned?" For a moment, Marcus saw something that wasn't there, a flash of memory that belonged to someone else, a throne room, vast as a cathedral. A woman with Shkara's features but colder eyes, raising a hand while guards closed in, the smell of burning flesh. He gasped, the vision fragmenting. The doctor leaned in, checking readings on his tablet. Neurological spike. The device is interfacing with his brain. Vance stood. "We're running out of time. Shkara's sister sent an envoy. They're demanding her return for trial. They have warships in orbit and patience that's measured in hours, not days." She looked down at Marcus. "You're going to help us convince her to cooperate. You're going to help us extract that data before it kills you. And you're going to do it because the alternative is billions of people dying while you worry about your goddamn security deposit." Marcus's chest ached. What if she won't talk to you?
"We have ways."
Torture. The word tasted like ashes. Vance's face remained impassive. Aggressive interrogation. Enhanced persuasion. "Call it what you want, Mr. Chen. We're trying to prevent a war by becoming what she was running from." Silence filled the room. The doctor shifted uncomfortably. Vance's jaw tightened. the first crack in her professional veneer. "Take him to medical," she said. "Let him see her. Maybe she'll be more reasonable with a friendly face." They walked him through corridors that all looked the same. White walls, harsh lighting, the smell of disinfectant and recycled air. Guards flanked him on both sides, hands resting on weapons that crackled with energy he didn't want to test. The crystal in his chest thrummed steadily now, responding to something he couldn't identify. The medical ward was different. Softer lighting, the hum of machines, the antiseptic quiet of a place where people came to either heal or die. The guards stopped at a door marked with biohazard warnings and symbols Marcus didn't recognize. Vance punched in a code. The door hissed open. Shakara lay in a bed designed for human proportions, her forearms arranged awkwardly, various tubes and sensors attached to her iridescent skin. She looked smaller than Marcus remembered, diminished by pain and exhaustion. Her eyes were closed. For a terrifying moment, he thought she was dead. Then one eye opened, focusing on him with laser precision. The human. Her voice was stronger than expected. "They're using you as bait." He stepped closer, ignoring the warning hand one guard placed on his shoulder. "They think you'll talk to me because I helped you. Did you? Or did you simply delay my death?" Marcus touched his chest, feeling the crystal's warmth through his skin. "You gave me something. It's showing me things. Your memories, I think. A woman who looks like you. A throne room. Violence." Shakara's expression shifted. Surprise, then something that might have been approval. "The archive is unlocking. Your biology is compatible. Remarkable. What is it? Proof of my sister's crimes. Evidence that she violated the Accords of Kresh, murdered our mother, and framed me for the assassination. It contains testimony from witnesses she executed, data from ships she destroyed, genetic evidence of her involvement." Shakara's good eye fixed on Vance. "Everything needed to expose her to the consortium court and prevent her from claiming the throne." Vance stepped forward. "Then release it. Let us help you take it to your people." "My people are divided. Half serve my sister now. The envoy she sent isn't here to negotiate. They're here to ensure I never reach the court." Shakara's breathing grew labored. "If you give me to them, they'll execute me. If you keep me, they'll consider it an act of war. Either way, your planet burns. So what do you suggest?" Vance's voice was tight. "Let me die. Destroy the archive. Tell them I perished from my injuries." "No," Marcus said. Both women looked at him. "You didn't put this thing in me just to give up," Marcus continued. "You chose me because I was there, yeah, but also because I'm human. Because I'm outside your political nightmare. Because maybe someone who doesn't understand your rules is the only one who can break them right." "You're not a diplomat, not a soldier. You're a maintenance worker who lives alone and worries about floor damage. What could you possibly do?" "I don't know yet," Marcus admitted. "But I know you don't want to die. I know you came here for help. And I know that people who hurt you are scared of what you're carrying. Scared enough to threaten an entire planet. That means it's valuable. That means it matters." Vance crossed her arms. "What are you proposing?" "So let's give her to them." "Absolutely not. Let me finish." Marcus's mind raced, the crystal pulsing faster as if responding to his thoughts. "You give them Shakara, but not me. I keep the archive. I'm not Velkari, so they can't claim jurisdiction over me. I'm just some human who got caught in the middle." "They'll kill him the moment they realize what he's carrying," Shakara said softly. "Not if we move first." Vance was staring at Marcus with new intensity. "We broadcast the archive. Everything. Every crime, every piece of evidence. Put it on every news channel, every social media platform, every consortium communication network simultaneously. Make it impossible to suppress. My sister controls most media outlets in Velkari space, but not human ones. Not the networks of 47-member worlds who'd be very interested to know their empress murdered her way to the throne." Vance pulled out her phone, fingers flying across the screen. "We make you radioactive, Your Majesty. Turn you into someone too important to kill quietly. The archive is keyed to my genetic signature. It won't release without my consent. If this fails, you'll die. The archive will tear you apart from the inside when my sister's agents hunt you down. They have resources you can't imagine. Weapons that make your nuclear arsenals look like children's toys. If we do nothing, we all die anyway. At least this way we're fighting." The alien queen's eyes closed. Marcus could see the calculation happening behind those lids, weighing options, measuring risks, deciding whether to trust the species she'd stumbled into by accident. Very well, she said finally. But understand this, Marcus Chen. Once the archive releases, every faction in the consortium will want you. Some to study you, some to use you as a weapon. Your life as you knew it ends the moment that data goes public. Marcus thought about his apartment, his job fixing air conditioners in office buildings, his quiet existence of takeout dinners and streaming shows alone. He thought about the alien woman who'd looked at him with desperate eyes and made him choose between safety and conscience. I was already worried about my floor, he said. Might as well worry about something bigger. Shkara's hand reached out. The claw-tipped one, delicate as a bird's wing. Marcus took it carefully. Her skin was cooler than he expected, smooth and strange under his fingers. Then let us begin, she said. The broadcast went live at 0400 hours Earth Standard Time. By 0430, every major news network on the planet was running the story. By 0500, the Velkari envoy was screaming for Vance's head. Marcus watched it unfold from a conference room deep in the facility, the crystal in his chest burning as it released years of carefully hidden data. Images flooded screens worldwide. The assassination of the old empress, bodies of political rivals, forged documents, intercepted communications. Shkara's sister stood exposed in high definition, her crimes catalogued in excruciating detail. The consortium court convened an emergency session within the hour. They're demanding your return, Vance said, phone pressed to her ear as she coordinated responses across a dozen channels. You and the data.
They're threatening sanctions?
Sanctions? Marcus felt the room spin. The crystal was releasing faster now, purging its contents like a virus his body desperately wanted to expel. I thought they'd threaten war. Then half the consortium member worlds declared support for Shkara's claim. Turns out murdering your mother for a throne is frowned upon in most civilizations. Vance almost smiled. We've got leverage now. Real leverage. What about her sister? In custody. Her own fleet turned on her the moment the evidence went public. Apparently military commanders don't appreciate being lied to about their monarch's legitimacy. Marcus leaned against the wall, legs weak. The room tilted sideways. He heard Vance calling for a medic, felt hands catching him before he hit the floor. The archive's finishing its transfer, someone said. The doctor, maybe. His voice came from far away. His body can't handle the strain. Get Shkara, Vance ordered. Time fractured. Marcus was on a gurney, then in a medical bay, then somewhere dark and quiet where the only sound was his own labored breathing. The crystal pulsed one final time and went still. Shkara's face materialized above him. Both her eyes were open now, the swelling reduced by alien medicine he couldn't pronounce. She looked tired but whole, a queen reclaiming herself piece by piece. It's done, she said. The archive is released. You're free of it. His throat was raw. Rest, Shkara commanded. You've earned it. Your floor, Marcus managed. The words came out as a rasp. Did anyone fix my floor? The alien queen's laugh was like music played in a register humans weren't meant to hear. I will buy you new floors.
New apartment. New everything if you desire it.
Just the floor's fine. Marcus Chen, you saved my life. You saved my throne. You exposed a tyrant and prevented a war. Shkara's hand rested on his shoulder, surprisingly gentle. The Velkari Consortium owes you a debt that cannot be repaid with flooring. What about the deposit? Marcus closed his eyes, exhaustion pulling him under. My landlord's going to be pissed. Sleep, human. When you wake, your floor will be the least of your concerns. Marcus woke to sunlight. Real sunlight, not the sterile fluorescence of the facility. He was in a hospital room. A civilian one, judging by the floral curtains and the view of the city beyond his window. His chest felt empty, the crystal's absence leaving a hollow space behind his ribs. A woman sat in the chair beside his bed. Not Vance. This woman was younger, wearing the crisp uniform of someone official but not threatening. She smiled when she saw his eyes open. Mr. Chen. I'm Ambassador Williams, State Department. How are you feeling? Empty, Marcus said honestly. The crystal dissolved completely. No trace of it left in your system, according to the doctors. You're lucky. Velkari biotechnology is advanced, but it's not always compatible with human physiology. Marcus sat up slowly, testing his body for damage. Everything seemed to work. Where's Shkara? On her way home. The consortium court confirmed her claim to the throne this morning. She'll be formally crowned within the week. Williams leaned forward, She asked us to give you this. She handed him a small device that looked like a smartphone crossed with a piece of modern art. A surface was smooth and warm, shifting colors in the light. It's a direct communication link, Williams explained, to her personal quarters. She said you can reach her anytime for anything. She also transferred ownership of 3 properties in your name: an apartment in downtown Seattle, a house in Colorado, and apparently a beachfront estate on a moon called Tresh Allah that I'm told is quite exclusive. I just wanted her to be safe. That's why she's giving you this. Not payment, friendship, trust. The kind of thing queens don't offer lightly. Williams stood. There's more. The consortium wants Earth to join as a probationary member. Trade agreements, technology exchanges, cultural programs. They're offering us a seat at the table because of what you did. I didn't do anything. I just helped someone who needed help. Sometimes that's everything. Williams moved toward the door, then paused. Oh, and about your floor. Shkara sent a restoration team. They replaced the damaged sections with some kind of self-healing polymer that's apparently worth more than your entire building. Your landlord called it a miracle. You're not getting evicted. It hurt, but it felt good. Tell her thank you. Tell her yourself. Williams tapped the device in his hand. She's waiting to hear from you. The coronation was broadcast across 47 worlds and one small blue planet on the edge of known space. Marcus watched from his new apartment, the one with floors so advanced they literally couldn't be damaged. Shkara stood in a throne room, vast as a cathedral, crowned in light and ceremonial armor that made her look simultaneously ancient and ageless. She was magnificent. She was terrifying! She was the same woman who'd bled on his grandmother's quilt and asked him to hide her! His communication device chimed. A message appeared in text that automatically translated itself into English. Are you watching? Marcus typed back. Yeah, you look good. I look like someone wearing 40 pounds of ceremonial metal and uncomfortable shoes. Queens wear shoes. These are more like symbolic foot prisons. I hate them. Marcus smiled. On screen, Shakara was accepting oaths of loyalty from military commanders, her face serene and regal. In his messages, she was complaining about footwear. Thank you, she wrote. Dub. For everything. For seeing someone who needed help instead of someone alien and frightening. You're welcome. For what it's worth, you were pretty frightening.
Was?
Definitely are still frightening.
Another message appeared. When the ceremony ends, I have 14 diplomatic meetings, 3 military briefings, and a formal dinner with the consortium ambassadors. I would rather talk to you about floor maintenance. Floors are important. They are... I've learned this. A pause. Then, Marcus Chen. Dizzy, if you ever need anything, protection, resources, asylum on any of 47 worlds, you need only ask. The debt remains. Marcus looked around his apartment, at the impossible floors and the view of a city that suddenly felt less isolated than it had a week ago. He thought about the crystal he'd swallowed, the memories he'd carried, the choice he'd made without really understanding the consequences. I don't need anything, he typed. Just maybe stay in touch? Let me know you're okay. The response came quickly. Every day if you wish it. Though I warn you, my sister's trial begins next month and I'll likely complain extensively about legal procedures. I can handle complaining. Then we have an agreement. The coronation continued, but Marcus closed the broadcast. He pulled up his landlord's number and sent a different message. About my floor. Sorry for the mess. It's fixed now. The landlord's response was immediate. What did you do? Who are these people? They wouldn't tell me anything except that you're some kind of VIP now. Marcus thought about explaining. Thought about trying to put the last week into words that would make sense to someone whose biggest concern was rental properties and security deposits. Just helped someone who needed it, he finally wrote. That's all. It was the truth. Maybe not all of it, but enough. His communication device chimed again. Shkara, probably with another complaint about ceremonial procedures. Marcus smiled and opened the message, ready to listen to an alien queen gripe about her job while his impossible floor gleamed in the afternoon light. Some things he thought were worth worrying about more than flooring. But the floor was still pretty great.